evening, everybody. Welcome to CW Live. My name's Chris Webb, Head of Communications at the CW. Thank you for joining us tonight for what is a really special session. We joined you a couple of weeks ago to talk about our repayment project engineers in Openreach and how all the union getting behind them could help them deliver a big yes vote and a strike ballot. As you'd have seen, they did more than that. They delivered a thumping yes vote and a massive turnout. So fantastic to the members, and thank you all for your solidarity. With me tonight, I've got National Officer Davy Bowman, who's obviously responsible directly for this group of members. We've got the Vice Chair of the Telecoms and Financial Services Executive, Julia Upton, and we've got Paul O'Hagan and Bill Dixon, who are regional coordinators for this group of members, and many own in their own branch remits. So what tonight's session is about, basically, is Davy's going to give you a reminder of what the dispute's about, where we are with the company, and what form the action's going to take next week. And then we're going to go through a few Q&As and get some more information from the panel as the session goes on. But what it's also about is we know we will have lots of our RPE members watching tonight, and it was a massive lift for them to see all your solidarity messages last time. So please, can I see you already putting them in there? Please keep them coming. Please use CW and Proud in the comments if you are proud to show solidarity with this group of workers. But without any further ado, what I'm going to do now is ask Davy to open this session. And in doing so, Davy, I want to ask you if you can reiterate the details of the dispute, let people know where we're at with the company, and of course, critically, what form the action next week is going to take.
Good, thanks, Chris, and good evening, everybody. And to reiterate just very quickly what Chris said, I can't thank you enough as the officer responsible for this group of workers. We did ask the whole union and the wider labour movement to put their arm behind it and really give us that support, and you did, and that's what's helped us get to this position. I mean, with every hurdle that the government puts in place with legislation, to get a 94% turnout and an 86% yes vote in favour of strike action is fantastic, and we should be proud as an organisation. But far more important, our 170 members that are directly impacted by this would be extremely proud of themselves. So it's a cracking result. We've got 170 members in it, and just a wee bit of background. This is about an attack on the grading process and the grading system, which has seen the potential for the role these members carry out disappearing into the managerial structure. Now, for these individuals, it's about basically three things. It's about the future. They want this role, they believe this role, because of the engineering and technical elements of it, should remain within the team member structure and not be distracted by the type of things that happen once you become a manager, around performance-related pay, around various other pressures that are on you. The second thing is about the customer. They quite clearly see the service that they deliver for the customer is spot on, is top-notch, and they get that appreciation from it. And destroying that by taking it out of the structure would be the wrong thing to do. And finally, overall for the business, it's fundamentally the wrong thing to do, based on their experience and their knowledge over the years. So, they've had an absolutely clear objective all the way around. It's a single objective, and that is that the RPE role remains as a team member grade. We had a cracking result, you'll recall, in a consultative ballot, and just built on that from a statutory ballot point of view. So the employer reaction has been somewhat bizarre, I think would be the best way to describe it initially, because at the point at which we released the result of the ballot, they wrote to all our members and said to them that, they were concerned because they might be disappointed with the result and not the result they voted for. I'm quoting you exactly what was on the comms. It seems incredible, with a 94% turnout and an 86% yes, that anybody could be disappointed by the result or not the result they voted for. So we met the company, we set out very clearly what our objectives were and how we could move this issue forward, because of course from a member's perspective, what we want to do is find a negotiated settlement. We want to find a way of moving this issue forward without the members having to take that action. But we are where we are, and we will take that action. There, the company's view. Well, let's have a few round tables and let's talk individually to the people about what their issues may be. Absolutely incredible. You can't believe it, can you? After months of discussions, a thumping consultative ballot, and then a statutory ballot that absolutely smashes every hurdle that they put in our way, and yet the company's not quite sure what this is all about. So clearly what we then had to do was reflect quickly. We gave the company a few days to come back to us. The team were willing to meet Saturday, Sunday, evenings, whatever it took to get them back to the table, but they chose not to do so. Therefore, what we have done is we have called the first 2 days, and it is an initial period of strike action for the 24th and the 25th of February. So our members will be on strike for those 2 days. This is historic in many ways, because this is not a course of action that the telecoms constituency takes lightly, and it's certainly not something we have done for a very, very long time. So they will need your support. So what will be happening on and across those couple of days? Well, we've got plenty activities planned. Some of that nationally coordinated, lots of it locally coordinated, in order that people can show their support, join in, and be part of what will be those 2 days strike action for those members. But I would want to make clear, because what always happens after these Facebook Live events is we then get contacted by managers various who have sat and watched it. Let me be very clear on behalf of the members that we represent. We will take strike action. This is the initial part of that dispute and the initial action we will take. But I'll tell you, we are more than happy at any time to get back around the table on behalf of our 170 members and resolve this dispute. The opportunity is there for them to do that. You would expect us as negotiators to do that on behalf of the members we represent, and that's what we intend to do. So we call on the employer, get back to the table. If you don't come back to the table, then our members have quite clearly shown through the result they are more than willing to take strike action. That will begin next week, and it will continue following that. So I hope in a very short time, Chris, that sets out where we are at the moment. And finally, thanks again for the support. All of you that are not RPEs that have put their support behind our members have helped us get to this point. So thank you.
Thank you, David. That's fantastic. And we've already had over 2,500 of you check into the session across our channel. So thank you to you as well, because it means a lot to our members and lifts everyone's spirits. I'm going to come to Julia now, if I can, Julia, and obviously, ask you to give your initial thoughts, but also I know a question that we've been asked a lot. You can see again tonight from the comments. I know you guys are concentrating on your contributions, but you can see the hundreds of comments of solidarity that are just flowing through again, which is fantastic. One of the commonly asked questions, though, is like, can we support this group of workers financially? We got a massive, almost 200,000 members, and 200 members here taking strike action, and lots of people would like to, show solidarity in the form of financially. I'm hoping that in your contribution, your opening statement, you could touch on that if that's possible, Julia.
Yeah, that's great. Hi, everybody. And yeah, I will do, Chris. Just briefly, I mean, we said it on the last call, say it again now, how proud we are of our RPEs and for their collectivism, but also really proud of the rest of the union, the rest of the telecom and financial services constituency, the postal constituency, everybody who is standing firmly behind them. We said before, we can't actively assist. It is a specific dispute, but that support is really appreciated. And I'll just touch on where Davey left off first, and that is that we want to be very clear. It is still our hope and our intention that we can negotiate our way through this, to get back round the table and negotiate. But we are very, very clear that the strength of feeling and the collectivism that has been displayed, should we need to, we'd already served notice, we will be taking that action. The RPEs will be taking that action. So, but we do want to be clear that we would like to get back around the table. And David's described it, very bizarre approach from the company, that after all of this time, they then want to write out and have written out to the individual RPEs to ask them for their views and a round table approach, basically to divide and conquer, to move them away from that collectivism. And again, we've been overwhelmed with pride. The emails that we've received back from our members that say, absolutely not. We are sticking together. This is a collective dispute of all the RPEs. We stand behind our union. We stand together with our union. And that they are absolutely appalled by the fact that their feelings and their views have been ignored and belittled up to now. and just doesn't seem to be appreciated by the company, how strongly they feel, and for all the right reasons, as Davy's outlined. This is about their wanting to do the right thing for the customers. They are concerned about Openreach's reputation, Openreach's network. This is probably, I've said it before, the most selfless dispute, because this is not just about individuals wanting something for themselves. This is about the future. This is about the company and the customers. And credit to them. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We are so proud, and we hope that everybody on this call feels the same. We're sure you do, and that support and solidarity is there for them. So just touching on what Chris said about, because we have seen a number of messages about wanting to support people and can we set up a hardship fund. Just to be very clear, the union, we are a family. We stand by everybody who needs our support. But I also need to be quite clear that we're talking a hardship or welfare fund scenario, not just covering people's wages because they're on strike. That would be a hell of a precedent for us to set, that we set up a fund and just cover people on strike action. Obviously we can't do that for every single person in every single situation, but we will not see any of our family suffer hardship. So yes, the union already has a welfare fund. Individual branches can support in terms of there being that sort of financial support, but it is for hardship. So if there is any RPE who, as a result of having to take strike action, is facing hardship, we will not allow that to happen. There are ways of supporting people, not just automatically, but anybody who is seriously having difficulties but wants to absolutely support the collective action. They only need to let us know. We are here as one big family to make sure. And thank you to everybody who's already offered to help financially. The CWU will stand by anybody in financial hardship.
Thank you, Julia. That's brilliant. And the comments, keep the comments coming. They're all fantastic. And obviously we can't put them all up on screen, but hopefully our members who are viewing this session can see them flooded in and taking heart as they did last time with those messages. I'm going to come to you now, Bill, if I can. I mean, Davey touched on the point, Bill, of this is the first time in a long time we've balloted this group of members. I mean, the reality was the ballot result was quite stunning. I wondered if you could obviously give a feeling from the ground, in terms of the morale of the members, in how they're feeling ahead of this strike action, and anything else you think the union can do to support them in the coming week.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Absolutely. I mean, the ballot result speaks for itself. They're a very sort of tightly knit group of members, the repayment engineers, and the branches that I represent from London. I know that the individual branches have spoken to the members individually, making sure that they understand the issues. But to be honest, the branches, the members themselves, really have driven these issues. And the thing is about the branches being there to support the members. So it's really important that if there's any issues, that the members realise that they can come through the branch, individual branches. They can come through to me. So any of the issues that Julia's been talking about, absolutely right. We are a family, and so any of these issues that they wish to take to the branches, then take it to the branches, bring it to me. And we can sort of deal with that. But it's not just these individual members. I've just watching some of the comments that are coming through, from sort of branches, from members who are not repayments engineers but who are fully behind them. Absolutely great, this support for this group of people.
Thank you, Bill. That's fantastic. And that links really nicely to my question to Paul. So welcome, Paul, which was going to be, I know you've been working closely with our colleagues right across the union to build solidarity for this dispute. And as Bill's just said, and Julia and Davey, the support really has come from across the union, both within, Openreach and BT, but also our postal colleagues. And I wondered if you could touch on what that support means to the members.
I think, firstly, I'd like to say the resolve in bringing this campaign to the place it is today has been astounding, and it's been an honour to coordinate this on behalf of the Northwest branches. And as you say, the support we have from the wider trade union movement and the wider movement within the CWU is evident, with Carl, who's our Northwest Regional Coordinator. And his presence and his help, because of the experience they have in these situations, has been, without question, a support for everyone. What I'd like to sort of get across to the members out there is something that I think is critical and crucial. It is sort of unknown territory for us all, but you're not on your own. Don't suffer in silence. There's the branches. There's myself as the regional coordinator. There are the whole wider union movement that are displaying their messages of support as we speak. So any little issues, any evidence of bullying and harassment that we know has been happening from the management, don't just think that you're on your own. Give us a call. We're there to help and support you in what needs to be done to move this to the resolution that it deserves. And it's something that you have made quite clear. You're up for a fight and you're up for a resolution. And our job is to help you and support you through this situation.
Thank you, Paul. That's fantastic. What I'm going to do now, whilst I continue to put up the comments, is ask each of our panelists, give them a minute or so just to get across any final thoughts that you want to get across to the members watching tonight. If I can, Bill, I'm going to come to you first of all, my friend. So any sort of final thoughts for the members, Bill?
Well, I mean, obviously, for members, then it's what members can do to sort of pledge their support. I mean, obviously, as I say, I've seen what's been sort of coming through from members who are not involved in this dispute, but of course, with the members that are involved, and we're here. And we'll sort of have sort of local sort of get-togethers to make sure that where we're sort of making things online. It's very difficult at the moment because we can't have a picket line in a sort of true sense. So everything's going to be sort of like a virtual picket line. But it's to make sure that on the 24th and the 25th that they know that. We are there behind them, and we're all fighting on the same day together. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Bill. That's fantastic. Paul, could I ask for your closing thoughts, my friend?
Well, I just echo what everybody's saying. It is unknown territory. The 24th and the 25th are going to be a testing time for everyone. But it's just the start. This is the start of a bigger campaign. And I think the way you, as repayment engineers, have actually brought this campaign to the forefront will show that it is possible for the whole CWU together who are going through issues like this to face it without the fear and trepidation that we sometimes do. So just keep your resolve. We're there as part of the wider union movement to help and support you, and we will get through this together.
Thank you, Paul. That's brilliant. Julie, I wondered, obviously in your role, in your capacity as Vice Chair of the TFSC, would you want to give a message from the executive to our members and also to the wider union?
Yeah, it would be an absolute honour to do so, particularly to the RPE. I know the whole of the wider unions on here tonight, and we really appreciate that. But my message is really to the RPE members who are going through this at the moment. I think you know as well enough now that how much we care about you. And as Paul's just said, this is tough times. It's tough times for everybody, but this is by no means an ideal time to be having to have a dispute like this. We do care. Most of you will know that we know you on an individual basis now. We've had enough contact. We know you personally. I certainly have had a number of individual conversations. A few of you will smile because it's been late into the evening having in chats with people about how this is affecting them, how it's affecting their personal life. But the resolve is amazing, despite all of those issues. And there are numerous, like every other human being, you're all going through your whole different battles of your own at the moment. the resolve despite that has been absolutely amazing. We are here for you. Like I said, we're a family. Nobody's going to be left alone. If nothing else, a meeting like this absolutely demonstrates how many people have got your back. And that's what I'm so proud of this union. Every day, every week, we have your back, whether it be the RPEs or the wider union. That's what trade unionism is all about. That's what collectivism is all about. Stay strong, stay safe. You know we're here to support you.
Thank you, Julia. Davey, I'm going to come to you now to sort of round the session up, if you like. And in doing so, I was seeing quite a few comments, and obviously the panels noted the fact that, you know, we won't be able to have that traditional picket line, you know, and traditional sort of like strike etiquette, if you like. But I wondered if, you know, in your summing up and that, if you could consider the thought that actually maybe like this new virtual world brings a new form of solidarity, i.e., you know, you go back a few years ago and we'd have just been on our own in various workplaces on a picket line, but, you know, come next week we'll bring those people together collectively. So I wondered if, you know, we've managed as a union to make the best of that. It was just a question, Davey, alongside your closing remarks.
Yeah, more than happy to cover that, and I think your analysis is absolutely spot on, Chris. And throughout this, because the vast majority of the time that we've been dealing with this issue has been during the sort of COVID restrictions, which has meant that what we haven't been able to do is travel the country. We haven't been able to go and speak individually as the national team or as the national officer, which is normally what we would do. But it has allowed us to operate in different ways and probably more innovative ways, and to some extent better. I mean, Julia made the point a second ago that we all know one another by name, and that's true. You know, we've got a call with our repayment project engineer members on Thursday night at 6 o'clock for them and for the regional cores, the other regional cores who obviously will be on tonight but didn't get the opportunity to come on the panel, and they were clamouring, Chris. I'm sure they'll take up the opportunity the next time to do so. But it has allowed us to use this medium in order to get that message across. And when we've held the calls, instead of being in maybe 9 or 10 or 11 different locations around the country, having one meeting at a time with the groups of members, we've met as a collective. We've developed the policy, if you like. They have been very clear with us as to what it is they want out of this dispute, and that has built as we've gone on. The support, the solidarity, the collectivism has built as that's gone on. So we've managed to use this medium, and yeah, absolutely. Next the 24th and the 25th, next Wednesday and Thursday, we will be using all the forms of social media and other ways in order that we feel together and we feel as one. We will be doing that because it's really, really important that our members see quite clearly amongst themselves, but also that wider movement supporting them. So from a closing point of view, once again, you know, the number of people that are clearly on here just now wanting to listen to the issue, wanting to send messages of solidarity. I know every time we've done this type of thing, regardless of the issue, that, you know, the thousands of people that then get in touch afterwards who haven't viewed it live but view it afterwards and then get in touch, this will grow and grow, which is absolutely spot on, and what they will need next Wednesday and Thursday when we take that strike action. But I have to say, you know, the solidarity, you know, we use the word proud a lot, but for us as the national team and the regional cores that have been dealing with us, we have been driven by our members, and that is a privilege, to be driven by the members on this particular issue or any issue, because what it does mean is they will continue to act as a collective. Look, we all know, right? A company that has allowed a situation like this to get to where we are now, 170 people making absolutely clear they do not agree with the direction the company's going, have given really good reasons why. It's not just we don't like it. They have given really good practical reasons why this is the wrong decision for the company. Then quite clearly, you know, we're in a situation where we will go forward, we will act as a collective, and I am absolutely sure we will get the result that our members are looking for, because that's the resolve they've got. We'll talk again on Thursday night. We'll all be together in various ways, Chris, as you know, in various ways on Wednesday and Thursday next week in order to show that solidarity. So I'm sure we'll get a result. I'm sure through all the people that have shown their support here tonight and will continue to do that, then we'll get the result that our members deserve, because there's absolutely no reason why we should be in this position. And it's a failing on the company's part, not a failing on the CWU or its members' part that we've reached here. So thanks very much for joining the call. It is really, really appreciated. And anything and everything you can do to show solidarity to our RPE members will be very much appreciated. So thanks very much, Chris.
Thank you, Davey. A couple of thank yous from me would be first of all to our panel, particularly to Paul and Bill, who've come on tonight for the first time on the national channels. I know Julia and Davey are veterans of this now, and we managed to get you on normally with no issues, so that's fantastic. But Paul and Bill, thank you, because it's not easy to come, and I think you've both been excellent as a whole of our panel. So thank you to you. Thank you to all of our members who've tuned in. By the union, it makes a massive difference in this dispute. And I'll nick the words from Julia to close, which is you've got our back and we've got yours. So the whole union stands behind you guys. So solidarity, and we'll see you all next week.
Cheers.